Morning.
It is Wednesday.
Favorite day of the week.
It is hump day. And if you are here, that means you're halfway through the week. And what are you most excited about today? I'm here with the provocative, intuitive Daniel Tuttle. And we're so excited this is now a podcast. And we're
Every day. We're talking
everywhere.
about every day.
Ms. Daniel, are you on Instagram with me? There
I
you
am. Good
What's
morning.
up?
What's up?
So we're now a podcast on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook,
Yes.
everywhere to try to spread this medicine with
Spotify.
you.
Spotify. We're on Spotify.
That's right.
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts, anywhere you stream, we're going to be there with you and sending
We
out
big
new
time now.
episodes every single week.
That's right.
What is
Thanks,
up,
Jack.
family? Yeah.
Bad hair day. Ben and I are having like bad hair days. We literally rolled out of bed to come say hi to you guys. To wake us all up. We're gonna wake us all up.
Shh, don't tell them the secrets. No, so we're actually waking up with you guys. So yeah, we wanted to acknowledge it wherever you are. Thanks for joining us this morning. It's so good to see you.
Good morning, Carol Woodhouse. So nice to see you.
And Nikki and Vivian. Oh my gosh, Kafig, Jack. Boy, you got some.
How do we get so lucky? How do we get so lucky to have such an amazing, amazing soul fam every morning, Wednesday morning, Ben? Huh? How do we get so lucky?
We create it. We've worked hard for this, Daniel.
Absolutely. We did work
hard.
Well,
we've asked.
To create it.
We've asked.
Right.
And we've also allowed, right? And that's a huge, huge, huge part of it. It took me a long time to really grasp that I actually do what I love.
Yeah.
And to help other people do the same. And it's way easier than we think. And that's some of that stuff I'm trying to undo every day. I just had my first Dude, You're Getting Well podcast interview yesterday. This amazing leader and coach, Jay Shetty, who's done tons of men's work.
I love Jay. Jay was on Dude, You're Getting Well?
Sorry.
Ben didn't have his coffee yet this morning.
No, it was Jetty Azuma is his name.
Jetty Azuma. Okay.
Jay's name came out of my mouth, but no, it's Jetty Azuma. And Jetty grew up in New Jersey and went straight out to California in his mid-20s to try to find himself. And he ended up in this, like, finding these councilship and elders of men, and basically started men's teams. And now he leads men's teams, and he's a father and a husband, and he like really served it to me. I mean, we had a really powerful conversation. And a lot of it was just telling beyond gender, but what we're all dealing with around how hard we have to work and all the pressure we put on ourselves. And then we internalize so much of that. And we end up with the, disease and stress. And so it's just I've been really in that headspace of just where we can give ourselves more permission. And that drove me, like, that gets me out of bed in the morning. I want to know how I can help people deprogram all this stuff. I still beat myself up for things that aren't real all the time.
Yeah. I want to go back to what you said about doing what you love, right? About waking up every day and just really looking forward to doing what you love and embracing that.
Well, that was the point. I was trying to get back there. Thank you for circling us back.
Of course. But also, that what if that was also how you made your living? Like, I know that I remember thinking that, wow, it's such a luxury to do what you love and to get paid for it, and that was a huge, huge awakening for me to realize that actually, I have very, very busy days. I work very hard, but I love it. I love every single second of everything that I do. And I didn't used to think that that was something that was possible. I thought that a job was a job and your passion was your passion and a career was a career, and you had to keep them all separate. And I started to imagine what the world would be like. What would the world be like if everyone was truly, truly embracing this, whatever it is that is their special thing, whatever it is that makes them happy, makes them passionate, makes them tick. What if that thing was what we define as your purpose here in this world, in this lifetime? And what if you recognize that the minute you actually embrace that and you went for that, that would be the greatest success you would ever know, you know?
What? Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
So
that's
what if?
exactly what you so beautifully articulated this morning, that you wake up every day, you embrace your passion, you focus on the service of your passion, and you do your work every day. Let's have more of that. Let's have more of that for everybody.
Fucking man. We're not
Exactly.
cursing on this.
Beep.
Wait, or did we decide to? I don't know. I am gonna work on that either way, because I know that words have charge, and for me, it's fun.
Oh,
But I
Ben,
want.
shut up. Please don't give me this crap. And listen, now I'm going to say fuck just to make you
Okay, good.
feel
All right,
a little bit more normal,
Okay,
okay?
thank you. So yeah,
Yes, words have power, but it's the energy behind them.
it
Right?
is.
And
And
so
where are you not? So all of you who are listening, like, yeah, this is great, guys. So I can just do what I love and wake up and do that and make money. Yeah. So what is stopping you from doing that? That's what I want to know. If you're actually watching, I'd love for you to just comment below. And if you're not really doing what you love, what do you feel like is stopping you? What's keeping you
what are you
from?
afraid of?
Yeah.
What are you afraid of?
Well, fear could be, one of those. And if it is fear, what's behind the fear?
I was working with somebody recently.
But comment so we know that you're alive. Okay.
Yeah, please.
Okay. Tell us, Daniel.
I was working with somebody recently. I was in London last week, had an amazing time, was doing amazing things. And I was around this group of people that were so incredibly passionate and so incredibly committed to this cause, this project that they're creating. And I really watched them pour their heart and soul into all of this. I got to meet some very wonderful and powerful individuals that were committed to elevating children, to helping children, and to getting children the resources that they need to um, live more balanced, more harmonious, more lives that are fulfilled with what they want. And I spoke with one of them individually, and they said that this was their passion. Ironically, the name of the project is called the Passion Project. And one of them said, this is my passion, and this is what I believe in, and I'll fight for it until, the bitter end or whatever. And it made me realize how oftentimes we believe that our passion is something that we have to, for lack of a better term, die for, right?
Yeah,
that if absolutely. What would happen if you actually got your passion? What if what you're actually doing was successful? And what if this initiative, this program, got all the funding that it needed? And then what would your purpose be? So oftentimes we attach our purpose to something that we've decided that once we have it, then we'll die. Yeah. We don't even know that, but it's such a definition of who we be that it lingers in our subconscious mind. And you know what it does, Ben? It prevents us from actually manifesting and creating it, because the subconscious mind says,
or receiving it.
Yeah, receiving it, because it means if you receive it, then you're going to die, right? And so what will it take for us to recognize and realize right here, right now, that energy that we put into is always going to be there, and it's only going to continue to express itself even further and further and further. And one of the things that I said to this person, I said, so what I want you to do is begin to imagine your life after this project is successful. Okay. Start to manifest what you're going to manifest, what you're going to ask for after this project, right? And allow that to be the carry through, so that you've always got that thing that's further and further and further out. So you don't have to worry that this is it. This is it. Once I do this, and think about it, Ben. Both you and I, we grew up
Priest Daniel.
Acting. I'm going to roll this morning because you got me going. Okay. When we were pursuing our hardcore careers as actors and this and that, how many times did we say, if I just get that one part, my life will change? If I just get that one thing, my life will change. Well, guess what? Your life doesn't want to change. Your life wants to be as freaking awesome as it already is. Okay?
Amen.
And what if you get whatever it is that you're seeking, whatever it is that you're looking for, and your life only gets better, right? What if we could expand our universe to include everything? Stop judging where we are now, Okay, soapbox done.
No, that's powerful. I'm letting that land for me. Yeah, what if we could do that? And why are we not? And if we can give ourselves that potential and actually see it and allow it and destroy anything that's in the way, that we have to work hard. And what I really wanted to highlight that you said that, well, what resonated with me, what stood out was this need that once we get there, once we found our purpose, then we die. Right. It's like there's so many people, and again, like I see men like who have taken all the burden on themselves and try to work to the certain point, or we all do. I mean, let's take the gender out of it. We all are working towards the time when we can retire. So many of you out there, and then you can enjoy your life. But how do you even know you're going to make it to retirement? If you're working so hard to get there, you might not get there, right? We can literally drive ourselves into the ground, and life is so short and precious. We're seeing that every day. There's reminders. So there's actually an opportunity to live fully right now. So what have you bought into? What lies have you bought into that you need to fit into this certain box that could look like working this kind of job in order to survive, but you're miserable? Right. And if you have children in your life, like you're saying, we're raising future leaders. We have to live by example. Don't you want that for your kids too?
Yeah.
They have permission to do what they love, and then receive money for that. And you're allowed to receive money for that too, by the way.
That's right. And on that point about the kids, everyone complains about the Gen X, Gen Z, and the millennials and the this and the that. But you know what, Ben? The difference between, let's say, previous generations is that these new generations aren't going to tolerate that shit. Okay. They're not going to tolerate waiting until they're 65 years old to retire and working their whole life waiting for that moment. That's why they demand more. These kids show up and they're like, you know what? You need to pay me $50,000 a year. And you're like, wait, dude, you just graduated college.
You're like, how old are you?
What do you want me to pay you $50,000 a year? You need some experience. And they're like, no, look at my portfolio. My portfolio is amazing.
I've been doing
you're
this
right, but you need experience. And they're like, no, I have plenty of experience. I've been doing this since I was 10, right? And then what do? If you reject them, they go and they start their own company. They do their own thing, because the age of Aquarius will tell you that it will be impossible for you to live a life of complacency, of neglect of yourself, of your being, of your fellow man. We are in a time when, you know what, Ben? We have to thrive. And those kids are not having it, you know?
No,
and they may be a pain in the ass to all of us who are trying to hire them. But you know what? If we hold them accountable for what they're demanding, then we empower them and we lift them up.
Wow. That's really powerful, Daniel. Yeah, I am. And if you're just listening here, I just want to say welcome. And don't forget to subscribe.
Yes.
Here. Okay, we're back.
Oh, wait a minute. Hi, Tess. Good morning. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah.
I want to know that you're actually alive. Let us know what you're waking up to.
Yeah. What are you creating? What are you guys creating that if today you were given permission to create it and do it, you would just fly? What are you waiting for? You know? What are you waiting for? And what is that energy of waiting? What is it? Just be it. Ask for it. Do it. Create it. You know, you might wake up living in Mexico tomorrow, like me. I don't know. Or buying a place in Costa Rica, like Ben. Or all those other crazy things that we do.
Becky said she's waking up to hungry kids.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. So are you feeding yourself? You know, are you actually, I know so many people who are thriving or trying to, but they're like not eating properly and skipping meals and not putting the oxygen mask on themselves first, even with their families. You know, you've got to show up for your kids and you've got to show up for yourself. I mean, well, you don't have to show up for any of those things, but the best way to show up for your family and your friends is really to show up for yourself first, right? Really to feed yourself first, really to give yourself what you need. I know a guy that wakes up an hour before his family gets up, and sometimes he loses a little sleep, but the peace of mind he has by putting some time in for himself and
Having
really
that.
creating that before is really powerful. And if you really want something, sometimes all you got to do is ask for it and take one little action.
Yeah,
right? But I love that we're
exactly.
looking at all of the places where we're buying into, because I still struggle with this all the time, that I've got to,
Yes.
I mean, my whole word for 2022 is team. So I can remember not to try to do this all by myself.
Yeah.
And I've got a brilliant, beautiful team around me, and it's the reminder to use them, and to shine, and that we can shine together. And so who are you not, there's people who are waiting to help you in your life
That's
too.
right. Yeah.
And so
Thank
if
you
you're
for
one of
being on
those
my team,
people,
Ben.
oh, you're so
Yeah.
welcome. Thank you
Ben's
for
my
being on
teammate.
mine.
Exactly. So I have a question for you, actually. What you just said is so beautiful, but it's oftentimes, sometimes it's really hard for me to remember to take care of myself. All day yesterday, I was so busy yesterday. Meetings, clients, this and that. And Guillermo looked at me and he was like, "Mi amor, you haven't eaten yet." And I was like, "No, no, no, I had a piece of toast." And he was like, "Mi amor, you have not eaten yet." And I was
Yeah.
like, "I know I'm gonna meet so and so for I have a meeting at 2:30 and it's gonna be in Culiacan Central and I'm gonna have dinner." And he was like, "Mi amor, you haven't eaten yet." You know? And
Mm.
what is your advice? What is your advice for seeing that you are a priority, that you have to take care of yourself in that way? Like, what would you suggest? Because I know it's like because we say like, look, look, put your oxygen mask on first. Absolutely, I totally, totally am there. I am so there. But sometimes I forget to put my oxygen mask on first. You know, I just forget. I'm like, okay, here we go. Gotta save the world. Yes, I would. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So you said something. What?
Sorry, hold on. I was muted. People on or I was
Facebook
muted.
didn't hear you.
So what I would suggest is structure and accountability. And so one of the things I said is I actually put in an hour between my appointments, and it seems like a ridiculous amount of time, but actually in those times I go to the bathroom, I eat, I check in with my partner, I
Sure.
see what else I do, and then I set in little check-ins for myself throughout the day. And I love alarms and reminders too, and that's something I give a lot of clients. I'll do like celebration alarms. So 3
Yeah.
times throughout the day, you have to stop and celebrate no matter what you're doing.
I
But that
love
thing,
that. Oh my god, I love that. That's amazing.
it
So you
creates
said that
so much joy. And so
totally.
there's
You
things
said
like that.
the thing you said my trigger word, dude. I'm gonna tell you. You said my trigger word, and I think it might be other people's trigger words too. You said structure. That is a huge
Cool.
trigger word for me. Yeah, because and trust me, I have to schedule my day. It is scheduled. But
Mm,
there is no little woo woo bells and whistles hour in there in between something, you know?
mm, mhm.
So thank you for that awareness. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start doing that.
Well, your time is so valuable. And if we're giving our time to other people constantly, but we're not giving to ourselves,
Yeah.
then it's sort of that, like, work smarter than harder. Because if you take, they're showing, I mean, I think we talked about this um, on a previous episode too. There's, I can't remember, one of the countries practice working 4 days a week. I
Uh-huh.
think it was Iceland, maybe.
Yeah, or
And even if
Finland.
they cut their
Yeah.
hours on 5 days to like half days, they actually got not only the same amount of work done, but more. And they suddenly got happier because they were spending more time with their families. They're spending more time with themselves. They were taking more breaks. Totally. And so, I mean, it was a fight when I was doing yoga and meditation in New York City to try to convince some big companies. I worked with a, not like a hedge fund, but one of these, some kind of financing company. And they literally just slowly phased out yoga, even though everyone was coming because they thought it wasn't needed and it was a waste of money. And people there were like, please let us have this, because their work and their quotas became more important than the self-care in their company. And so I'm sure they're thinking they're making more money, but if they're not taking care of themselves, like, what are they going to get? Right. Wow. And so there's only one you, and everyone who counts on you, you know, we all need you, and we all need you well. And if you're listening, the world needs you well.
That's right.
All of you. So it's really important to set the time, and even take out structure. You could put in partnership, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe that's a word that resonates. Having a buddy that has lunch with you every day, or, you know, if you have a meal set with Guillermo, but the other time, maybe you make your meals the night before and you always have something ready to go. Cassie and I we were not eating lunch properly. We basically we found these really good organic frozen meals, and we had to find something that was super simple. Like, we don't like eating frozen stuff, but just something that was a no-brainer food for the middle of the day when we were like in it or stressed or needed a break. Last thing you'd want to do is go cook, you know, or you're just like, so I get out of appointments, I'm like, I have to eat sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just there. So that's something we create more ease for us. We support ourselves by having something in our fridge. We really try to do this, at least set ourselves up for the week. And if we don't, like, the week gets kind of like, we get a little hangry halfway through. Becky, who's part of our amazing team, it said she's also like, she has alarms on her phone that tell her to eat and snack. She carries snacks with her now. And I make sure I also, like, I don't take aside from you and one client I've been working with for like years that I love, I don't take any appointments before 11 a.m. So that's my time to myself to exercise, to eat. And if I don't do those things, I mean, I used to give myself until like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. But I just found if I had a good chunk of time to myself in the morning, then I can really go at it the rest of the day, because I've really taken care of myself. And, you know, when we have children, that's going to shift and change, right? Sure. But I'm going to get a fucking stroller with wheels so I can just run with that baby.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, or strap it on. I don't care if you're crying. We're going for a run, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever you need to do to set yourself
I don't care if you're crying, kids. We're going for a run.
Yeah, they'll probably love it.
Of course they will, because you'll be their father. How lucky is that? How lucky is that kid?
Man.
Great.
So what's landing for you, Daniel, and anyone else who's listening? I know you're out there. I see you, Rob.
No, it's interesting too, you know, because Guillermo and I, when we were together, we used to have this space, and I say used to because we used to have this space where we would wake up every morning, and he gets up considerably later than I do. So I would get up, and
what happened to his 5:30 a.m. rowing training?
Oh, yeah. No, that didn't happen this morning.
No, but did he used to do that?
Every once in a while, but it was very rare. But anyway, so we used to love, and I really, really cherished the time where we would make breakfast together, and we would just sit and have breakfast together in the morning. And then I just got so busy. Excuses. I know. I got so busy that, you know, he'd wake up at 11, he'd make breakfast, he'd, do his thing. And then it was too late for me. By that time, it was like, too late. So I think what's really landing with me, Ben, is really, I love that you say that you don't start sessions, you don't see clients until after 11. Like, that's really nice. That's really cool. Obviously, we have our meditation program in the morning. That's important to me. And maybe,
I meditate every morning. I used to set my alarms. My body woke up at 8 just to meditate with you every morning. So if you're listening, Daniel has Let's Live Alive program, daily downloads. You can join every morning live, or listen to the recording after. And that's part of my morning practice.
Yeah. And that changed my life too. That really was something that changed my life too. But it seems like what happened is after I created that, then everything around that went back to being crazy. You know what I mean?
Oh, it will. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't give ourselves the time, you're creating so much abundance. You can work as much as you have oxygen for,
as much or as little as you want to, by the way.
Yeah.
What is money? Money is energy. Just come to me, money.
And listen, Daniel, if you have that much abundance, I mean, that's the time when you get to raise your rates and take less clients but find ways to serve people in bigger ways, which you do. You provide so much value for people. You give so much of your time, right? And so as you do that, you realize you get to really value your time even more and more and more. And we get to create that. So, it's something I still work at as well. And I could probably, sometimes I've gotten into this mode where I'm really good at the off hours. I'm like, I actually am working on putting in more discipline and structure for myself, because that actually for me really serves me. I really thrive on that. So I know what works for me inside of that. And I don't like having accountability necessarily, like someone checking in with me, but it's shown to be very helpful more than me being on my head. So, like setting up weekly calls with friends, even an exercise buddy, a meditation buddy, you having, a live program where there's people I know I can count on seeing every morning is a really big pull for me to meditate and be part of something.
So let's go do it. It's almost
I was just gonna say it's time to do it. So thank you all so much for joining us. If you're listening, don't forget to subscribe and comment, and please share this with someone who could use it. Thank you for waking up with us, and we'll see you the same time, same place next week.
Next Wednesday. Great to see you guys. Thank you again so much. Have a wonderful week.
We love you.
We love you.
Daniel.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
Bye. Love you so much.